Hey guys, Huzz here, bringing you another video, this time a commentary of the champion Vi. Currently one of my favourite junglers to play in the game, and my history is just full of Vi. Although in the new season, I've only played 10 solo queue games, and I got placed in Platinum 2, I've only played 2 games of Vi, but before that I was churning out Vi games everywhere basically, and expect to see a Vi guide coming soon. So level 1, we've decided to spread. It's a fairly standard thing. You'll see it in the LCS as just, the regular thing to do. But the enemy team are having none of it. They have jumped into our territory here, and they're going on to our Soraka. Now, our Soraka is very, very tanky level 1. And yes, we are running a Soraka, by the way. I blocked the spear for her, and we are looking to fight now. So we've got a fight going up over there, and there's a little clump of 3 of them over here. And here we go. We're going to move in for these 3. They are staying for quite some time. Me, Fi, and Roden have taken quite a lot of damage. But again, we are looking for the kills. Now my team is starting to come. And hey presto, Ziggs gets a triple kill. So that was nice rotation by the Gragas and Ziggs. We kept a clump of 3 of them here. And then the rest of them, Ziggs and Gragas, were holding 2 there. And eventually they could just rotate because they were in better position. Now after that fight, Nidalee did disconnect. She was there for the whole fight, but disconnect after it. And I believe she does reconnect in the next few moments of the game. Maybe she is a bit late to lane, but I don't think it's gonna. Well, it's already a 3-0 Zig, so there wouldn't be much she could do in lane anyway. So I'm going to start the red buff first. I have taken my Q first, which does hurt my clear time a little bit. Normally I wouldn't take Q until level 3. But taking it level 1 allowed me to get a 3-man knock-up at a time that was needed, and it was a good thing to do. But it does hurt your jungle a bit. It's like taking E, well, it's worse, or better than taking E on Elise, as that really doesn't do much for you when you're jungling on her. Anyway, I'm going to speed up the game just a little bit while it's just a boring little farm time. There's Nidalee, so she is relatively a bit late for her lane phase. Zin is going to be covering a little bit for her lane, so he will get ahead of me in XP. And CS most likely. I do the wolves before the blue. It's a nice thing to do, just gives you that little bit of extra XP. Gonna clear the blue, first one going down obviously for me. You can then, well, depending how well you do on Vi, blue buff is very good for her because CDR is great for her, doing more Qs, etc. You can choose to take it for yourself if you want to, then the next blue, but I normally give it to my own mid laner. So anyway, I was looking for a gank up top lane, but it doesn't seem that Renekton is bothered. Now, one thing I may add is colorblind mode, and yes, I do actually use it in a normal game when I'm playing League. LoL replay, the way it's working right now, I have got colorblind enabled, but it doesn't work for me personally, and it does actually hurt me a little bit because I am color confused or colorblind, whatever you want to say it. So yeah, I'd like to have it on, but currently it does not want me to have it on. Anyway, I remember this moment in the game. Gragas has just gone toward that bush, and Xin Zhao is right there ready for him. So that was an unfortunate timing, and Gragas will go down for their first kill of the game. It was just, it was bad timing. What can we say about that? Now, the Gragas top pick is becoming more popular. You've had people like Kevin from the LCS roster, or one of the LCS teams. He might play for Millennium. Maybe that rings a bell. So yeah, people have been playing it. It's a fairly popular pick. He does fairly well against bruisers because you have to remember Gragas was actually released as a bruiser champion, not an AP mid. So yeah, he fits up top quite well. It works for our kind of thing we want to do. Ziggs and Gragas combined, if you ultimate one person, i.e. the AD carry, they're going to die late game. So it's a nice combo that we like running, especially with a Vi there that can just control somebody, and a Vi can just ult somebody and they stay still. So if you ult somebody and Gragas ultimates, that person will stay still if she's got him up in the middle of the air. So what we generally do is Vi ultimate to someone and throw both Ziggs and Gragas ult onto them, and they're dead. And I generally try to do that to the AP carry or the AD carry, depending which one is more fed. So just doing a bit of farming. As you can tell, I am behind his CS on the Xin. He was covering that lane early in the mid lane because Nidalee wasn't there, and that is pretty much why he is 6 ahead right now. Looking for a bot gank. They are pushing rather, quite a lot. Xin is in the area, but not really close. So we're going to go on them any second. I am just above where my camera is angled, so I'm giving you the full show of the fight. I've been told to go for Draven, so that is what I'm going to do. get 1 kill for myself, managed to kill the Draven, and now we're moving on to the rest of them. Xin has moved in, and now one thing to add, the Xin has opted for very, very early game damage. Continuing to go on them, nice Q by 5, ripping through their health, and there is the final kill. I blow my flash there just to make sure I'm okay, and I was, but it was a double kill for Soraka, and unfortunately Fi didn't actually pick up any of those kills, which is not great because we'd like him to get some, but it's good that we killed them nonetheless. So yeah, just to add on what I was saying, the Xin has opted for mega damage early on, which is just going to lead him to be really, he's going to do a lot of damage, but he's going to be one of the squishy, well, he's probably going to be the squishiest person on the map, as I've been building Vi relatively damage orientated, and you will see that in the guide. That is probably going to be the follow-up video to this one. I've been building her both damage and tanky, and I can safely say you only really want to build damage if you do get in a safe position to do so. I have been caught out in games where I build damage and I needed to build tank, and that is something that just experience kind of tells you. So I think this game I do opt for going for the Ancient Golem. It's a solid pick against the enemy team. They have a lot of CC, they have a lot of damage potential with all of their champions really, minus Leona obviously. So getting that Ancient Golem for the early tankiness will, 1, give us dragon pressure, because I'll be able to tank it more than Xin will be able to, and 2, it should allow me to have extra CDR to get them Qs in when necessary, etc. And that is really one of the big differences that I will go into the guide with the items, is the Ancient Golem gives you more CDR, therefore you can Q to peel more, or you can Q to engage more. As a tank, where if you're going for the damage, you're simply wanting to ult on somebody and making sure you kill them. So anyway, the red buff spawns a little bit late, as obviously I was late to do it in the first place, but I will pick this up nice and easy. Now, one thing I have to point out that my team does very well in the next couple of stages of the game as I hit level 6 is we know Xin just did his blue buff, and we're kind of thinking he's going to go over to his red. It's the normal thing that you generally do. So I think we're just going to straight away go start the dragon. The enemy team luckily doesn't have vision of it, as we were expecting Xin to be on his red right now, but he's not. So we will just start this dragon up nice and quickly. Ziggs is actually tanking a little bit of it because he's just going to stay at the back. He can jump over if necessary. Leona does jump in, but I managed to get it anyway. And then I'm just going to ult onto the Xin. So I keep him in all our damage. He goes down fairly easily. Nidalee does flash over the wall for Ziggs while I go on for the Draven. But unfortunately, hit tower range is there, and I wouldn't be able to do much about it. Nidalee does manage to pick up the Ziggs, as she did flash for him over the wall, which, you know, having a Nidalee's flash is good and everything, but Ziggs does go down. She gets the killing spree. Now, I did think she was in that bush, but she did manage to, you know, base before I could get there, so that was okay by her part. Well played to Nidalee. Do a bit of extra farming, so I did secure the dragon for the team. It was close. That is one thing I have to say I have to work on as a jungler. If you need to smite, you need to be able to, you know, do that smiting thing, and that's one thing I will say to junglers. If you're a jungler in a ranked 5s team, do jungle in solo queue if you're not confident with your Qs, because if you're a smite, sorry, because a lot of people think that, you know, solo queue is really important. If you're playing in a serious-ish team, then, you know, smiting in ranked 5s is even more important. Anyway, Renekton is coming over for the blue. He wards it, but I'm already waiting for him, and I'm thinking we can kill this Renekton, so I'm going to just do a lot of damage to him. He does ultimate. Ziggs is in the area, going to be doing quite a lot of damage to him, but the one thing I don't realize is I have no idea Xin is here right now. We don't have any walls to show him. I only think it's Nidalee, so you're about to see a mega dirt moment by me. I queue over the wall, and hey presto, there's a Xin. So I had no idea that he was there, but that was a very poor move on my part, just queuing into you know, the void of the unknown. So yeah, that was a poor move by me, and I'll take responsibility for that. So they will pick up the buff there. Xin does get it, so they have control of both buffs right now. Gragas has to be fairly careful that he doesn't get dived, because maybe Xin will stay in the area, who knows. But yeah, that was a poor play by me, and I'll take responsibility of that. I'll put my hands up and say that was a bad move by me. But anyway, I will speed up the camera while we wait for something else to happen. But yeah, a lot of people have been also complaining about the new rank season. Anyway, I'm just going to also quickly jump up to the top gang that's coming, just to show you guys. Nice flash by Gragas, flash by Renekton to go in, and we're going to look to turn this fight. I'll go into the next season in a second, just wait till this is over. So Gragas is fairly low health. He does ignite the Xin, and then my damage is enough to kill him. Now the good thing is Gragas actually got that kill, which means Gragas gets double buff, so you can see his mana is starting to go back up. Renekton goes greedy when he may have been able to escape and goes for the Gragas kill, which has pretty much secured his death. Belly flop, or belly whatever it's called, into the Renekton, and bam, double kill for the Gragas. So that was a good play, good synergy by me and the Gragas there, and yeah, we get a double kill. That is awesome, and double buffs for Gragas as well, so well played Avail in that situation. But yeah, going into the new season, so many people are complaining. So many, and I think the majority of people that are complaining are people that have never ever gone through a season transition, because this is normal. It's not massively different from last season. I was Diamond 1 last season, and now I'm Platinum 2, and to be fair, I was fairly lucky, I suppose, that I didn't do very well in my placements. I went 4-5. Technically I went 4-6, but I had 1 loss prevented, so it didn't really count. Unfortunately, they do get a 4-man gank on bot lane, and Soraka does go down. We're going to cover Healthify just to make sure the tower's not down. They're not going to gain anything because Dragon's not up yet, etc. So they only got a kill out of that whole situation, and they burnt quite a lot for it. So that's okay. But as I was saying, I think the people that are complaining are people that have never gone through a season transition. As someone that has gone through, this is my third, I think, yeah, my third. It's not really a surprise to me that people have gone a lot lower than they expected. It's a new season. You've got literally nearly a whole year to get up. You've got about 10 months by the timings of what it has been in the past. You've got 10 odd months to get back to your rating. And yes, some people are annoyed because they may have just got a rating. Like they just got into gold and now they're back into bronze 1. That's been some friends of mine, and yes, that is sad, it's annoying, but again, you're in a new season. Your past season is practically irrelevant now. You've only got a border to show what you were last season, and that's it. That's all it means. That whole season is a border right now. It's a new season and a fresh start for many people. But yeah, Platinum 2 for me. It's okay. I've only played 10 games because of EU West right now. I go to play a ranked game, and either ranked's not up, or I go to play a ranked game, and it just has gone down. So it's too unreliable, really, to play at the moment. I'm looking to start playing officially on Monday in the day, and I mean solo queue in that term, because in the day I'm around where I don't think, the server should be stable enough in the middle of the day, because not many people should be on. That's my logic anyway. And I hope it's true, because I really want to get to Diamond as quick as possible. I start university again in February, so one can hope. Anyway, I've gone rather off tangent on that with a big rant of the new season. But this game is going fairly well for us. We're about 4,000 gold ahead, as well, nearly exactly right now. But 4,000, keep going up, 4,300 gold ahead. And yeah, it's going okay. Our team comp is... The thing is, with our team comp, it doesn't have many weaknesses, because... Well, let's go through it. Our team comp has Sustain with the Soraka. It has Poke with the Zigzaggers and Caitlyn. It has Damage with all these champions. And it has Engage with the Vi Gragas. Our comp does not have many weaknesses. Anyway, I am looking for the Nidalee, but unfortunately she W's and flashes, so that's a lot of distance covered. But that will probably help us be able to maybe rotate for Dragon if needed, etc. Which I think we may do so in the near future. But yeah, Nidalee can cover a great deal of land with that combo of Flash and W. Vi does fall into a little bit of the Curse of the Maokai. If you're unaware what the Curse of the Maokai is, it's you're ganking early on, you use your W, which is obviously your root, and they just flash into turret and you could die fairly easily. Vi does have that a little bit, because if you lock onto somebody, I get the Dragon with Smite, but also if you lock onto somebody with your ultimate in level 6, if they flash into turret, you're in trouble if you don't have your flash or you can't escape, because that turret will hit you hard at level 6, so you have to be careful, especially at level 6, what you're going to do. Anyway, my team is going to start sieging the mid lane, see what they can do, and Renekton is fairly low health. I don't really know what this Renekton is doing. I'm obviously going to gank him at this stage of the game. I was expecting his E over the wall, but no, bam, and you're probably going to die, mister. Bam, there he goes. Got 301 gold for that. Don't know why I got the extra 1. I'm not really aware of why I got an extra 1, but I'll take it. Every little helps. Tesco. But anyway, yeah. Doing the blue buff for Ziggs, hoping that he'll come over and take that any second. I think he does. But yeah, Ziggs with blue buff is just insanely good. It means your Qs are going off every 3 odd seconds, and they do a considerable amount of damage. So yeah, Ziggs with blue buff is a must if you are a jungler. Give your Ziggs blue. And that is from a jungler's perspective, because they can do a lot more than you can. And that is one argument that I'll probably actually do a league discussion of in the near future, is balancing up, should you take a buff or should you give it away? And it's probably going to be talking about solo queue more than ranked 5s, because ranked 5s you generally know what you're doing anyway. In solo queue, you're basically balancing your benefits and your disadvantages all the time. That's what solo queue is. If I do dragon, what could happen, what good could happen, what bad could happen, and you're weighing it up. Could the good outweigh the bad, etc. And that's what you have to do with buffs. Is your mid laner feeding? If he is, I'm taking the blue, because he'll probably feed it away. That's a fairly standard thing to do. But anyway, that will be probably a video of itself. Now the bot lane is deciding to continue pushing up. The thing with Soraka is you can pretty much stay in lane all you want, but this does lead them to be fairly vulnerable at this stage of the game. They are pinging for help as well. Anyway, Xin does gank the top lane, which now we know. So we're going to go for the tier 2 bot lane. So excuse me, I have a bit of hiccups. But anyway, you can see Gragas, he's actually going to wave clear with his ultimate just to delay them because he can. And you can see how squishy this Xin is. It's unreal how squishy he is, and he's probably just going to go down to Gragas. Bam, he goes down. So that was a gank by Xin, and dies for it because he went the squishy build. If he went Ancient Golem, he would have survived that very, very easily. Anyway, I was looking for a gank there, but that was amazing lucky timing, I suppose. And I know I shouldn't say luck because, well, luck isn't really a thing in League. But I was looking to ultimate straight onto him, but he used the E to get rid of Soraka at the same time I was queuing in, and it stopped me. He didn't know I was there, but it happened. So I was looking to queue over this wall, but then I saw the Leona, and then they engaged, which I was fairly surprised about. Gonna go onto the Draven with my ultimate, knock the Leona out of the way, actually hit her into a trap, which was, not expected. And, well, I knew I was kind of dead because they had so many people in the area, so I decided to charge Q, flash over their heads, and Q straight into Draven picking up the kill, which was a fairly good play, and my team get out safely, which is great. We also get the tier 2, well played to Fi and Roden there. That was really, really nice. Gragas is starting to absolutely bully this Renekton right now. He's had red buff for most of the game because Xin has just been giving him red buff. My team is looking to, stop them getting blue as well as kill them, but here comes Bam, mega damage by Nidalee. But will he survive? Nice flash by Fi, but then he goes onto a trap, uses the barrier, and he will survive. So that was really, really close. Well played to Fi. Nice flash. He didn't fluff it, which was good. And he says, screw you, Nidalee, because he throws an ultimate on her for hitting her in the face several times. Xin is in the area still. He's looking to do quite a bit of damage. Nice silence by Soraka, and a nice combo by Ziggs. So again, because he's so squishy, he'll just keep dying over and over again. 0-6 is, not a good score. And that is kind of evidence of when to weigh up you should go damage and when you should go tanky. And this is a game that I would probably say he should go tanky, as we have so many damage threats. And I do remember his runes, etc. He opted for some crit in his reds as well as a 21 offense. He was going pure early games in, like unreally early game, because that amount of damage would probably 3-shot somebody like an AD carry in the early stages. Anyway, I am deciding to rotate for top. They have full vision of me because I walked over a trap, but it doesn't really matter. I just want to go for the turret. Gragas is fighting the Renekton, which is quite hilarious because you'd normally think a lane bully like Renekton would do fairly well against a Gragas, but no. Vale's played this relatively good. Renekton is ahead in CS, which, I don't know, you'd probably expect, but maybe the margin could have been decreased a little bit. Xin is moving in. He does knock me out the way, and I think we're going to look to fight any second now. Unfortunately, that Q missed. If that hit, that would have been even more damage, and we're just communicating of when to go in, and we, timed it as well as we could. And there's one kill for them and me. I go down, but Gragas stays, and there's going to be a little extra bonus fight. So, I don't know, play Pokemon music in your heads, like a battle scene. Now, Fi is calling on communications. I can ult him. So the ult comes down, and there is a dead Renekton. So that's great. Unstoppable Gragas. I actually didn't get an assist of that because it wasn't within the time. But, hey, it doesn't matter. that'll do for now. So the enemy team do have actually lost quite a lot of people. Nidalee went down. In that time we were topped by Ziggs, so well played to Thor, and I'll speed up the game once more because it's kind of in a boring stage of the game right now. So I'm going to head over to Dragon. At this stage of the game I can solo it fairly easily. I think maybe we get some rotation, who knows. Yeah, we get a bit of help there, and bam, down it goes. So that's really nice. I have decided also to back really quickly again because I pick up my Randuins. Randuins is a great item on Vi. You get into the middle of the fight with your ultimate and then you can just use Randuin straight away. So there is actually a fight going on. I missed most of it, I apologise, but it was a fairly evenish fight. Xin jumped in and got exploded really quickly. Gragas took the whole damage of the team, so he also went down. I take a spear to the face and kind of realise, wow, that actually hurt me. So I need some MR, which is a fairly obvious thing to say against a Nidalee. But we are still looking to siege this turret as well as we can, do a bit of damage to the Renekton, take one tower hit and kind of test how much it does. Doesn't do much damage to me right now. Draven is fairly low, so unfortunately if Ziggs had ultimate, we may have been able to get a free Draven kill there, but we don't. There's a Caitlyn ult going down the Nidalee, and she heals it pretty much all straight back up. Now, questionable E by Leona. She jumps onto the Ziggs, and she just goes down. Now, if you're wondering what yellow were these people last season, I believe everybody was Diamond last season, because LoL Nexus obviously shows you what they were. And I jump onto the Xin. I'm just going to show my little escape here, because it's a fairly standard fight that's going down. So I just flash Randuins, and then get out of there quite nice and safely. So they may be looking to still rotate. Nidalee is full health because of her healing. But she does have to be careful. Fi will be doing a lot of damage right now. And they are still applying pressure, which is great. Gragas is full health. With that Sunfire build, makes him very, very tanky. With some damage, obviously having that Athenes and the boots is always a nice thing too. So I am going to speed up the game. I don't think anything goes on in the next couple minutes, apart from like a little bit of sieging mid lane. But we will hover over there just in case. Renekton may be looking to engage if he sees an opportunity, but I don't think it does happen. So yeah, just wave clear. Like the thing as well, adding to this comp, is the wave clear. Normally one team only has a Gragas or a Ziggs, and that is sufficient with wave clear. We've got both, and we've got a Caitlyn, and we've got the sustain with Soraka to give mana, etc. to people. You know, this is a good comp. Now, if you're people that are around Diamond 1-ish and you enter Go for LOL, pretend you don't see this because we don't run this often. But yeah, it's a good comp, so I would not blame you guys if you have a rank 5s team and you take this for your own. It's a fairly nice thing to play. So there is the engage coming out. I'm just going to probably just queue onto the Leona straight away just to block all the damage that's coming on. Draven really mispositions and gets Baron or barreled by the Gragas. You can see my health is fairly low around this area. I have been ignited, but I do manage to get out. Rodent actually flash and heals me. I may have survived, but it was fairly close. Fighters go rather deep for a kill and unfortunately gets CC'd into a spear. So again, that was a nice team fight by my team. Everybody played that well. Everybody had an equal part of winning that. So well played to everybody on Absolute Zero. And for those who are wondering, the tag, it does stand for Absolute Zero. I probably should have said that at the beginning of the video, because you'd be like, Huzz, what's happened to your name? You may have already commented by that, about that by now. But yeah, we have rebranded the team from Fighters to Absolute Zero. We all decided, yeah, we'll go for the tags. Now, if you're wondering, oh, is Huzz available to take the name? I'm going to rename my account Huzz. No, it's not, because I renamed my Smurf. That was Huzz Lightyear. I actually renamed that Huzz, just Huzz, as my normal name, just to kind of keep it, because you never know, someone could steal it potentially. Now, for those wondering what's happened to Huzz Lightyear, in this season I am planning, and you may have heard, I am planning to try and get a bronze account somehow, and I'm going to try and do it legally as possible, if that's even possible, to do a bronze to diamond series later in the season, and that most likely will be called Huzz Lightyear. Who knows, I could probably do a series on that, starting in placements with my current Smurf. Maybe I'll do that, I don't know. But I'm going to definitely let things cool down. I'm not playing any more placement games on my Smurf until later in the season, focusing on the main for now. Anyway, Gragas has got 2-top again. They keep going 2-top against this Gragas, and he ultimates the wave again, and Xin yet again is going to tank up that turret. and is going very, very low. So I don't know really why they're that desperate to get this turret. We are starting to rotate up the river. I'll keep the camera focused onto the Gragas because, you know, we're only traveling up to this area. So he's 2v1ing right now fairly easily. He'll kill the Xin, I think, pretty much by himself. So again, yep, Soraka gets an assist. And now we're going to move on to the Nidalee. So bam, I seen the Nidalee go straight for her. And she's nearly dead. She's not dead yet, though. Does manage to get out with a slither of health, so I'll move on to the Draven. You can see my damage is fairly high right now. I have got a Brutalizer. It could, you know, it could be higher, don't get me wrong. But that was a good fight for us. We didn't even have fire in that fight, I don't believe. So yeah, that was good. Well played to Veil, I have to say. Using the ultimate to do damage as well as wave clear to delay them and make the turret do damage is a really, really good way to play Gragas top lane. So yeah, well played to him. And well played to my team by rotating, I guess. That was good. One thing I have to say with my team, my rank 5 team, we have improved a lot, I'd say, on communication, on when to rotate, when to group, etc. We are doing that a lot better. Gragas, not really in trouble. He does have his belly slam to try and, you know, just escape in time. I have based and they do have Baron pressure right now, so I bought my home guards just to get there quicker, you know, in case they go to rush it. Now, I don't think they do because they wouldn't have had Draven at the start of it. So I don't know. I could have saved a little bit of gold for buying it, but I'll get it sometime in this game, so may as well get it now. So I don't think they can do Baron at this stage, so we just want to maximize how much gold we can get. So Fi's pushing the mid lane, Dragon is up, so we're probably just going to look to do Dragon right now. We don't need to do a Baron fight. Nidalee is like the ultimate counter when you're doing Baron, and Gragas to that fact. Gragas and Nidalee are amazing at either stealing the Baron with a high damage burst with obviously a Nidalee spear, or the Gragas combo. Obviously we are the Gragas in this game, but yeah, Nidalee is not nice to do Baron against because spears being flown into the pit, it's just a bit tedious. So we don't need to. That is one thing you have to say. In higher elos, you have to just weigh up what you're doing. Going for Baron could cost us the game. Don't do it. Simple as that. So we're just going to do a bit more farming. The enemy team have decided to group, but again, we have a Gragas and a Ziggs. There is no way they're going to be able to push against these two champions. Both of them have built a bit of magic resist, so they'll be able to regen all their mana without blue buff. With the Soraka on top of that, when she's grouped with us, it should be fairly easy. So Gragas is again just going to do some damage as well as Ziggs, and they may look to do a combo. So I'm going to just zoom out the camera a little bit just to try and get as much into the screen as possible. You can see Nidalee Spear still does a fair amount of damage to Gragas, so he does have to be careful of taking quite a lot of those. But anyway, I have decided to, I'll zoom the camera back in for now. There's not really much going on though, unfortunately. Fire's decided to group, and we may either look for a team fight or just bait them into Baron. Obviously not do the Baron, but just bait it into them. Now Fire did push up this wave here to attract somebody, and we are looking now for a team fight, seeing if we can do anything. So there's the speed up. Here's my Q coming in, and hi Nidalee, you're mine. So jump onto her with the Ziggs ultimate and everything, and I will kill her straight away. That is the main target we want dead. So now that pretty much the team fight is a free fight for us. We don't have Soraka, but that's okay. Renekton is being a bit of a nuisance, but there's 3 people on him. So that was great. Well played to my team. We played it fairly well. Unfortunately, Soraka took all their damage that he was unable to get the ultimate off. If he got the ultimate off, obviously we would have won the fight a lot more. But still, nonetheless, it was a really good fight and well played to all my team. The combo of the speed up bead, the name is gone away from me right now, but that with Vi, with mobility boots, you can't stop a Vi ulting on top of somebody right now. There comes the Soraka ultimate just to give us that little bit of extra boost health. Now right now, team communication, I'm telling my team, right, burst the Baron, get the Baron before they even get into the pit, and they don't have vision of it, so Xin walks straight into our team, and he's looking for the kill on me, but I'm too tanky to get bursted, and there we go. So that was good. We get Baron buff for free, do it obviously in the safe period that Nidalee can't poke us, and that is always great. So yeah, always good for that. I'm going to speed up the game while we're in a bit of a down period. Going to go back and buy. Now the build, if you're wondering, I went for the Ancient Golem into the Randuins with the mobility boots amongst that, then a Brutalizer, and then we'll be building into my Spirit Visage. So going to do a bit of farming. Fire is taking the red buff at this stage of the game. I don't need any buffs. You know, it's just the way it goes. So I'm going to ult straight onto the Draven, and we're going to look for the kill. Now you can see what they're doing. They are actually waiting for us. That was the Draven trying to bait for his team, and yeah, they get the Ziggs really, really quickly. And that is what they were trying to do with the Draven. Now Fire, you can see on the minimap, has started to move up, and we can still do this team fight. Now Gragas actually ultimates them into Soraka, which is fairly funny. And here we go, going in for continuing the team fight. I am amongst about 4 of them right now, so I do flash out, and they are going to try and continue killing me. You can see I'm really, really low health. Xin goes down. I'm going to just try and kite them. There's a Renekton flash, and I managed to survive. There's a spear coming in. Gragas actually flashes to try and take the spear because he thought I'd get hit. Gragas being my bodyguard, and that was fairly funny. He always jokes about being my bodyguard when he's on Gragas, and we managed to get a really nice team fight there, even though they did a very nice capture with that bush. They also killed Nidalee, finding her and killing her. There was a good play by Fire there. I remember him, really playing that well. They're going to push for the mid wave. And me and Ziggs are running up the mid right now just to give a bit of support. They're going to try and go for the inhib, which I do think they'll be able to get. I'm using my Q every single cooldown I can just to get that even quicker than normal. But yeah, Banshees comes up for fight, so that is good for us. So there's the first inhibitor of the game going down. We're going to rotate most likely for the tier 2 or just bot lane, I presume. We were looking if their blue was up, but unfortunately it's not. And maybe we'll actually just rotate for another team fight in the mid, who knows. Now if you're wondering when this game was played, this game was probably played about an hour ago. Xin has found himself caught out. Find him and ult him, and here comes the combo. So goodbye, you're dead. And that was just Ziggs ult. And then we find the Draven. Don't really know why he didn't react, honestly. And I think that will be the game any second. So that was Vi Jungle. There will be a Vi guide coming out soon, which will be about 10 minutes long. So look forward to that. This commentary will be linked in that guide if you want to rewatch this. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.